here planning out my schedule for the week, and I wanted to go over time blocking. You've probably heard about it, but there's different ways that people talk about it, different ways that people do it, and I'm just kind of going to go over the basics of how I do it. Time blocking is when you block things out for productivity. I am all about productivity, and I think there's the wrong way to time block. All right, so here's my tips for time blocking. 1, when are you most productive? Know that about yourself. 2, sit down once a week and kind of map out your days, map out your time. So when you know you're most productive, we only have so much time that we actually can be productive at that high level of energy. So for me, my focus is really strong in the mornings, and in the afternoons, I get a little bit spacey and ADD. I think that's normal for a lot of us. So I try to map out and plan days around what I'm trying to focus on that day. And for me, I generally have a morning routine, and then I have that prime productivity time in the morning. And then I try to break up my day with a lunch or, the gym or whatever it is for that day. And then I can have meetings in the afternoon. So for me, I time block out only a certain days and in the afternoons for meetings. I try to avoid the morning, which is my prime productivity time. And then I try to schedule So when I say schedule like-minded things together, there's 2 reasons why. 1 is you can save travel time. So if you're out and about, I do this for personal or for business. A lot of times Sunday when I sit down to map out my calendar, I have a digital calendar, I have a paper calendar, but I have to time block out and use my planner to allocate where and to time block these different things. And I literally sometimes will move meetings around or appointments or add things to my calendar if I know I'm going to be in that area to make myself efficient. So location is one thing. And then also another thing, the other aspect of it is concentration. Our minds only have the ability to bounce so much. So if you're doing like-minded things together that are creative or that are in the same area, you're doing Photoshop and you don't have to open up another file. Like, it just helps save time and efficiency by time blocking like-minded things together. There's nothing pretty the way that I time block. Some people use different colors for personal versus business and time block in that different way. I'm very basic. I'm not very creative. I'm the analytical person, and I just use pen and pencil a week at a time and map it out. That's what works for me. Some people just want to see a day at a time. They don't want to see the day before, the day after. So you can time block depending on what planner works best for you. You can use it with a daily or a weekly. If you want to try which planner, if you're listening to this, you're thinking, oh, I would love to try that. We have free downloads. You can totally try it before you buy it. You can grab that free download, print it out, try this out for a week. Now I'm going to take you guys overhead and show you guys my planner. But as with anything, it's all about hopefully you can pull out a couple nuggets that can apply to your life and to try to integrate them into your routine that works for your life. This is what kind of works for me. That way I can maximize my time, my productivity, to be efficient as possible. There are some days that I don't get everything done, and that's okay. That's part of life. But doing this and planning out and being thoughtful about time and time blocking has been a big way that I do all the things that I do. Did that make sense? Do. What? So here is overhead. This is a Fancy Pants Weekly. I'm also gonna show you a daily and how to time block using a daily. There's also a Hustle Weekly. It's personal preference whether you want to do a weekly versus a daily, and there's advantages or benefits to both of them. I also use a 90 days to start for my rolling to-do list, but using a schedule to time block is really about mapping out and visualizing what you're gonna get done for the week to maximize that productivity. So I always say start with outlining your goals for the week. Then you're gonna assess your schedule and your commitments. Then you're gonna plan the meals. So for a Hustle Daily, you will plan the meals on a daily perspective. A Hustle Weekly, you will write them in right here. And then you're gonna block out focused time to meet your goals. So whatever your goal is for that week, you're gonna time block knowing when you are your most productive. Then you're gonna outline times for self-care so that doesn't get overlooked, whether that be workouts or massage or rest or yoga. And then looking at your schedule, can you rearrange your schedule as needed to allow for maximum productivity? If you know you're going to be in a certain area, is there something that you can do in that area to knock out two birds with one stone? So it's all about shifting and moving different things. So for me, Mondays and Tuesdays are my prime work days, and then Wednesdays and Thursdays are cut a little more short, and Fridays, depending on what week it is. So I kind of know my overall schedule and I block it out and work for that. So I fill in all the commitments. So for me on Mondays, I know that I'm waking generally at 5, and from 6 to 11 is generally for me work time. So this is work focus time. Knocking out content or whatever I need to do. I normally have a team meeting here. And Tuesdays are for content days for me. So again, I wake at 6. I will work for a little bit in the mornings. I typically break up after I get 3 or 4 hours of work. I break up by going to the gym. So I might do yoga here. And then, so here would be content. And then I also block the afternoons. So from 1 to 4, if I need meetings, this is generally when I do it. So I generally know that I can do meetings in the afternoon. And then right now we're doing Start Kicking Booty, so I have this blocked for that time as well. Wednesdays, my kids, I get them here. So I know that after that, this is family. So I block out this time knowing family. So some people like to use different colors for personal versus business. I'm very plain, I guess is the best way to put it. And I'm just like pen or pencil. So if I know that I'm going to be out and about on meetings, and let's say Thursday I'm in the office. So this is generally what I am. So I drop my kids off at 9. So this is kids. For me, this is how it works. And then I've got office blocked out generally from here until 2. And I know I have to run an errand here or there. I can know when my travel time is going to be so that I can put like-minded things together. Generally appointments that I need to go to, dental or those type of things, I am doing those commitments on a Friday and I try to schedule them together. So I hope that gives you an idea of time blocking and how it kind of works to setting up yourself for maximum productivity. It's the same thing with a daily. So if you only like to see one day at a time, this is your rolling to-do list, kind of taking care of this. So you are outlining your priority to-do list. You're outlining the other things that you need to do. And then you're blocking. So for me, if it's a Monday, I know that I'm going to wake up after getting 8 hours of full sleep. I'm going to block out from here to here. This would be focus work, knowing whatever that goal is going to be that, that particular week. And then this is when I'm most creative again. So then I would have lunch, maybe work out, maybe go to the gym, just however to break it up the day, because we're only could be productive for so long. And then we would have a team meeting. And then dinner I normally eat dinner at 5:30, and you can plan out your meals here. And so using this, everything's all inclusive. So if you have your dinner, so say tonight we know we're doing salmon, let's add in 2 different sides. All that backs up into the weekly grocery list that you can build out and tear out and take with you. So that is what Start System is all about. It's all about knowing our schedule, knowing our goals, and making everything kind of work together. For my thought on this is it's all about learning from different people and figuring out what they're doing, what works for them, and seeing if it works for your life. What pieces maybe can you pull out that you can implement into your own routine, your own life to make you more productive. For me, time blocking is the only way I feel like right now that I can kind of make everything work, and communicating that schedule and that time blocking to everyone else on your team and in your life is also super important. So hope you guys loved it. More information coming soon.